But it's such a complicated goal to achieve because we just can't commit to it and follow it through. Communicating good thoughts is one way for us to become a better person. It's a powerful action that can be used to better ourselves and our people, while at the same time spread positivity to the world. It evokes a sense of happiness or optimism in the person we speak to, but there's more to it. After that, the aforementioned person can go around and share kind thoughts with other people, which subsequently creates a ripple effect, a long-lasting effect that stems from one's action that will continuously spread more and more positive thoughts. Now, I have a story to tell you all today. A story that perfectly illustrates that kindness can leave a huge impact. Let me tell you about the story of Michael Oher. Oher is born into a very unhealthy family, with his father frequently in prison and his mother being a drug addict. However, during his high school years, a generous family allowed him to live at their house, supported his American football dream, and eventually adopted him. Because of their generosity, Oher's life changed completely. He was selected in the first round of the NFL draft and eventually went on to win the 2012 Super Bowl. After he retired, he started the Oher Foundation, which helped with kids who are in need of education, kids who were just like him. This is the ripple effect I'm talking about. One's kindness can go on to affect millions more. It just goes to show that communicating good thoughts can change a person's life for the better. Ladies and gentlemen, another story I want to tell you all today is about an incident that happened to Bob Hoover, a famous test pilot. So one day, while Hoover was on his way back from an air show, the engines on his plane suddenly stopped. The cause of the engines malfunctioning was because the plane was running on the wrong fuel. So Hoover immediately went to the mechanic that serviced his plane, who was crying because of their mistake. So upon seeing the mechanic crying, Hoover calmly told the man that, "To show you that I'm sure you will never do this again, I want you to service my F-51 tomorrow." Audience, imagine if Hoover responded in a negative way. The mechanic's self-esteem would be reduced to a point where he wouldn't have the confidence to work anymore due to his fear of accidentally killing other people. But because of Hoover's kind and generous response, the next time the mechanic had to fuel a new word for anybody, it would be with confidence and determination. In short, communicating good thoughts is one way for us to become a better person. But why am I telling you all this? Well, that's because I believe that every single one of you here in this room have the potential to do the same thing as Michael Oher and Bob Hoover, which is to become that ripple effect that will resonate and continuously spread more and more positive thoughts. But always remember, you don't have to start with something big, like letting a homeless teenager live at your house. You can start with something small, something simple, and eventually, you will surely embolden the flames of ambition inside the people you communicate with. It just lies in your hands.
Good afternoon. We meet at a college noted for knowledge, in a city noted for progress, and in a country noted for kindness. Nowadays, we stand in need of all three. It is an age of knowledge and ignorance. It is a time of challenge and change. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world. This is our inspiration to explore the power of communicating good thoughts and its potential to shape a better future for our world. Today, I will separate my talk into 3 parts. First, what are good thoughts and what is the act of communicating them? Second, how starting small with good thoughts can make a big difference. And finally, the importance of being a leader in communicating good thoughts through our words and deeds. So, what are good thoughts? To me, good thoughts are born out of many giving concepts, such as kindness, sympathy, empathy, respect, understanding, and unity. They emerge from the belief that every person deserves dignity regardless of their circumstances. Communication, a potent force, goes beyond words, encompassing both verbal and nonverbal means to exchanging messages, emotions, and experiences. Our words, thoughts, and gestures thus serve as conduits between and amongst us all, profoundly touching our hearts and minds. Once we understand this, our attention must turn to how we can share them. I like to believe that the sharing of good thoughts begins with the simple things. In fact, I've witnessed this firsthand through a story I'd like to tell you about my father. My father always had a dream of starting a farm and raising a family. 15 years ago, we settled in a rural countryside village outside of Lumbini. At first, the local villagers were very wary of the newcomer. Many did not accept him and outright rejected him. However, my father did not let that get him down. He always maintained a positive attitude, consistently greeting people with a smile, waving at passersby, and offering help. For the first few years, nothing changed. But then, over a course of a few more years, that's when I began to notice a change. The same individuals who had previously glared at or ignored my father began to smile and wave back as he drove me to school each morning. Now there is genuine change. His commitment to communicating positive thoughts inspired positivity and kindness. Small acts like smiles, a helping hand, and thoughtful comments can initiate positive chain reactions. They enable us to build bridges rather than walls, allowing us to embrace the beautiful diversity of human experiences. Small acts lead to big changes. At the moment, I think we can all see the extreme divisions and conflicts challenging the world nowadays. As such, there's a growing call for healing and unity, for a light to drive out the darkness. This is where leadership comes into play. Again, since our words and actions can create a positive chain reaction, we need good leaders to lead by example. Indeed, I was inspired by my father's story, and now I do the same. One small interaction at a time. The power of communicating good thoughts is a force that can shape our world for the better. Inspired by Gandhi's timeless words, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," we can ignite positive change through simple acts of kindness. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the leaders. We are the change that we seek. As leaders in our own right, we have the responsibility to lead by example. Even though it is easier said than done, let us commit each and every day to the challenge of spreading good thoughts and working towards a world where mutual respect, unity, and compassion prevail. To sum it all up, although it may seem like an insurmountable mountain stands in our way, let us remember the same. Anyone can move a mountain, one rock at a time. Together, let us work towards transforming our world into a better place, one small step at a time. By collectively committing to the power of communicating good thoughts, we can overcome and heal the divisions in our world and lead us to a better place. One person at a time, one action at a time, one moment at a time, let us lead with knowledge, progress, and kindness. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you think it is beneficial that communication has the power to drive our society? And are you aware that a few words you utter can either establish goals or shatter someone's life? Have you heard of the phrase, communication is power? The impact of efficient communication can significantly influence the outcomes of society. As the saying goes, every word is powerful. Today, I'd like to talk to you about words are like a double-edged sword. Communication is a discipline that holds significant meaning and encompasses various aspects of human daily life. In dictionaries, communication refers to the methods of conveying spoken words, messages, or written text from one person or place to another. Many of us may have experienced being hurt or having our dreams crushed by the words of other people. These instances are referred as bullying. In today's society, we can observe various forms of bullying, whether it be related to gender, appearance, skin color, or social status. Furthermore, the Department of Mental Health has categorized verbal abuse as a form of bullying, such as verbal insults, mockery, derogatory comments, belittling, and lying, which can cause emotional pain. Some may think that the words of others should not be taken seriously or that they no longer harm us once we let them pass. However, the strength within each person's heart is not equal. Words or phrases that some may consider significant or playful can be significant for others. Words are like a double-edged sword. In today's world, encouraging remarks can help people overcome challenges. Conversely, unfavorable words are like a blade that pierces into the hearts of others, causing pain even if no blood is shed. However, always remember to not let others judge you. Use the power of degrading words as a driving force towards positive paths. Keep those words as a reminder. If you ever experience true despair, fatigue, or loss of motivation, remember that no one can judge you except yourself. Like Oprah Winfrey, who was dismissed from a television news anchor, but never lost hope, and continued working in the entertainment industry. According to her positive thought, you can have it all, just not all at once. She eventually became the youngest news anchor and the first Black female news anchor in America. The story mentioned above demonstrates that if we use the negative words of those who belittle and mock us as a goal, you can achieve success in life. Now, before I wrap up this speech, let me share a quote by Andrew Grove that, in my opinion, greatly emphasizes the power of communication. How well we communicate is not determined by how well we say things, but how well we are understood. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time and have a nice day.
Hello everybody! I have a question for you. Are you the kind of person who likes thinking over everything? Or do you like replaying your mistakes in your mind over and over again? If so, you might be an overthinker, but you are not alone because I am too. Overthinking is simply what its name suggests. Thinking too much. It's about you going over the same thoughts again and again, constantly analyzing every single detail and imagining worst-case scenario. Therefore, it can cause you depression and panic disorder. Being an overthinker myself, I realized many things along my journey with this ineffective habit. It's made me not happy in my life. I was becoming a pessimistic person, and my friends were not enjoying my company anymore. So I told myself, I got to do something, otherwise I might lose them all. So I started looking for ways how to deal with overthinking because I believe that every problem had a solution. And luckily, the internet have a lot of ideas about how to deal with overthinking. I tried some of them and they work. Therefore, allow me to share with you some of these techniques, hoping that they will also help you. First, sleeping is the best medicine. As overthinker, occasionally we have to face with a lot of difficulties which affect us in the more intense manner than normal people. These lead to headache, dizziness, and migraine, and these symptoms can be big hindrances to falling asleep. So my technique is to take ergotamine and try to sleep as much as I can. And sometimes I also turn on chilling music and chilling music. All I do is just close my eye and try to focus listening to the music. It helps calm myself down, and then I can try to fall asleep. And this way I think is a good way because I can reduce my stress. Yes, and second, recreation tips. Hobbies can bring the sense of fun and freedom to life that can help minimize the impact of stress. For example, going out with your best friend. They know exactly who you are, so they can reduce your stress and improve your mood. Activities like going on road trip or going out dancing together can be great fun, and I can say that it is a funny ways and easy ways for you. And the last tip is don't try to suppress your thoughts. You know, suppressing negative thoughts can lead to be more overthinking.